left hand. Hello, everybody. This is JT. For some reason, my microphone's not working right. So, what I want to do is I'm going to give a testimony of how and when I was delivered from the spirit that was on me that kept me smoking cigarettes. For some reason, I could not quit smoking nicotine. It was like I couldn't give it up. I was able to give up alcohol. I was even able to give up marijuana. And marijuana, giving up alcohol was very easy. I wasn't addicted to it at all. I enjoyed it. And when I used to drink out of control when I was younger until I found out the purpose of drinking is not to get drunk till you pass out. So then I changed my drinking habits, and eventually I just gave it up altogether. I hadn't had a drink since 2016, except two mistakes when I was in church. Both times I mistook the communion juice, or I mistook the communion wine for juice during communion. And it was actually grape wine two times. And both times I drank it and I realized that was wine, that was alcohol. And and that was years after I quit. When I quit smoking marijuana, I remember this because I remember later on they started infusing marijuana with all kinds of chemicals and stuff like that. Like when you have a license to grow it, you have to grow it according to what they say, and you got to put all this stuff in it. So it's not natural. It's not out the ground. It's got all kinds of chemicals in it. The thing was that as long as y'all was smoking it, it was okay. But the instant I would stop smoking and I would slow down, 2 days later I would get sick on the stomach.
Hold on a minute.
I'm doing a recording.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, no problem. No more. Don't worry. This is a testimony, so you're welcome to listen. So I would get sick on the stomach, and I would find myself smoking, not even to enjoy the weed, but just to keep from being sick. So I picked a day, like I picked a quit day, 2 days in 2 weeks in advance, and I already knew. I said I'm gonna get through this. So I knew I was gonna get sick. So I said I stocked up all of these different soups and all these different broths, these juices, teas, and stuff like that. And when I quit on a Friday, and Sunday I ended up getting sick, but I stuck with it and I just kept eating the soups. I stayed hydrated, and it took about 2 or 3 days, and the sickness went away, and I never craved it again. I said, no matter what nobody tell me, I don't even want it. I ain't going back. But I could not quit nicotine. I have been smoking nicotine off and on since before I was 20 years old. And when I hit 24, like I had quit when I was 19, I started up again 5 years later. And it was off and on. I would quit and then I would start again. Quit, start again, quit, start again. Sometimes I quit for a week. Sometimes I quit for a month. Sometimes I quit for 6 months. But I was always back. For some reason, I just couldn't give it up. But then something really strange happened. This is what happened. This is how I was able to kick it. I couldn't do it by myself. I found out what was wrong afterwards. I was on my way back, coming back to Cleveland. I had been out of town in another state. And I got about 75 or 80 miles outside of the city, and I parked in a Walmart parking lot. And, I was back then, I was into my faith walk. And I wasn't hearing directly from the Lord. So I would have to go online and listen to him speak through other people. A whole other story about all what I found out about that. But, there was this one pastor that came on, and I see him, I talked to him and I told him about it. And he said he remembered doing that testimony. He didn't know what it was for. I said, it was for me. So, what he did was he said, he came on, he said, the Lord has a message for you. And I think the title of the video is, it looked like it said, "Shut the F up." And I said, well, did he say that for real? So I clicked on it, and he said, the Lord has a message for you. He said, shut the fear out. I said, fear. And I felt something rise up off me. It was like some kind of spirit. I just felt it rise up off me. It was deliverance. it rose up off me, and the craving that I had was gone, and it never came back. Never, never, never. This is back in like 2022, 23, something like that. So it's been like almost 3 years, not one craving ever. Like all the other times I had to fight the craving with willpower, but here it was gone. So the only thing I could figure was it was a spirit of fear that attached itself to my nicotine addiction, and I didn't even know. And a lot of times they say a lot of people, they look like they have mental problems or something like that, but what they really have is spiritually transmitted diseases. Get delivered from the spirit, the problem goes away. But what I found out was he had to make sure that I didn't want or desire it anymore before I got delivered. Because if I would have went back, who knows what would have happened. Well, the Bible tells you what would happen. That same spirit would come back and he would bring back 7 more spirits even more wicked than him. And you'd be worse than you were when you started. So this is JT just giving my testimony, just letting you know, if you don't want to believe the spirit realm is real, believe my testimony. I got nothing to gain from misleading people. Matter of fact, I'll have to answer to you if I mislead you. So I'm just being transparent. God bless.